Good evening, race fans. We are back at it here on a Wednesday night. Late model stock racing here with a stacked field here at Thompson. Very tough track. It's going to put these boys through the ringer tonight. I think we have almost, or probably now, over 30 cars. Joined by a special sit-in announcer tonight. He's running the cameras. He's basically producing me, y'all. I'm just getting to ride the horse. I don't have to train it. I don't have to do nothing. Mr. Stephen T. Johnson. How are you doing tonight, brother?
Doing all right. Somebody gave me the keys to the sports car, and that may or may not have been a good idea. We'll see how that goes after the broadcast tonight. But good evening and welcome to the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. High-banked 5/8 mile oval track. Also has a 1.5 mile road course that never got actually put into iRacing. And then in addition to that, they also is the home of the Little T Speedway, which again is off the track. You can't see it tonight, but if you go on Google Maps and take a look, it's like one of those little like short track that's like 200 feet long that you put like 4-year-olds in when they go like their first go-kart driving for the first time. And if none of that it gets you going, there's also a golf course on the campus. So that's Thompson.
Oh,
Should be a fun race tonight.
That's insane. So I've heard about the road course, and I think it actually still to this day gets used. So that's pretty cool that Thompson does that and has all that stuff. What I'm seeing tonight out of these guys, you're seeing that they're really working that high lane up there, Steven. But I'm seeing a lot of marbles up there as well. So them guys, they got to be careful. You step over the boundaries too far, get up out of the grip, you're into the wall. Boom, your night's over. No fast spare.
Yeah, we're taking a look at turn 4, for example, and you can already see these drivers have been in practice as looks like the 76 was just going through testing the marbles out. There's definitely, 1, 2, maybe 3 lines of actual usable track. But if you get up into the marbles, you're going pretty much straight into the fence. It's not going to be a good day. And I heard we're not using any quick repairs tonight. You got what the car is that comes off the track. That's the comes off the truck. That's what you got tonight.
Exactly. You wreck it, well, guess what? Your pit crew, they got to fix it. You got to hit that pit road and hope and pray to the racing gods that your damage is not too much. If you could, Mr. Stephen T., pull up our keys to victory tonight, if you have that for me.
I'll pull up the keys to victory, and I need to turn off the voice.
The chat?
Yeah, I forgot to turn off chat.
Yeah, me too. It's all good.
I'm not good at this. So anyways, keys to the race, they are up on the screen.
So we were talking to Mr. Brian Zimmerman. He's normally the one that gives me the keys to the race, and he told me saving the right front early. And what he meant by that was, I've heard these drivers did about 30, 35 laps on a run, and they've already used over half their tires. They were down in 40% range for the ones that do iRacing. So that tells me right there, tires will be not only important, they will play the biggest factor into the night's victory. High lines dominant, we already touched that. Starting almost over 30 cars out here, qualifying, of course, is always important. And with that many cars, avoiding the carnage is always top of the list. 85 laps for a fuel run shouldn't be a problem with only a 100-lap race. If it goes green, you're going to have to pit for fuel. But 30 cars, Thompson. I don't want to say I'm a race whisperer, but I'm not seeing this go green the entire race. But hey, who knows? I could be wrong. I was excited to be here. Was not supposed to be here tonight. Daughter did not have the softball game. I'm excited to be here, Steven. Thank you for running the cameras for us, brother. As we have about 5 minutes left before we go on the qualifying. I want to see if we can dial up a driver. We're going to see if we can find a driver we don't speak to very often. And see what they are thinking going into a race like tonight here at Thompson. Let's see.
I got to call you out on this. You said doo-doo.
Did I?
You said doo-doo.
Whoops.
I don't care. It's funny.
Let's see.
All right, who are we pulling up?
I am looking. I'm gonna pull up Mr. Dalton Creech in the number 36. Get him up here in the booth with us. Dalton Creech, you are live in the booth with Mr. Steven and Tanner. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
So, Dalton, I wanted to pull you up here. I know you run these late model stocks on Tuesday night in the All-Star Racing League. Here on a Wednesday night, Thompson, what's the strategy and what's the outlook for the 36 car here tonight?
Well, I know tires here are going to be a big deal. I'm still learning the track too. Thompson's not a track I'm super familiar with. I've only ran it a few times, but it's a fun track. It's nice to have multi-groove racing in a late model stock race. But I think it's going to come down to saving tires and seeing how long our green flag runs are going to be.
Right. I mean, you mentioned it there. Tires and green flag runs. What's it going to be? How's it going to turn out tonight? Starting over 30 cars. I mean, how important have you tried come out there and maybe tried some qualifying runs here?
Yeah, I've tried a couple. When you have this many cars on track, it's kind of hard to.
Right. Right.
You come out of pit road and you have to either let a bunch of cars go by, so you can't really get a good run up to turn 3 out of 4, or you just get stuck behind a slower car, and I mean it's tough. But
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough all night.
yeah, I mean hopefully in qualifying I can lay down a decent lap. I think I'm sitting like 15th or 16th at the moment. Um, but yeah, something like that. Anyways, but hopefully qualifying I can get good track position and be okay for the race.
Right on, brother. Well, let's get it down to your race team. And Dalton, go out there, raise hell, and maybe we will be talking to you at the end of this thing, brother.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, you guys have a good time up there broadcasting, and thank you guys.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you. Good luck and have fun.
All right.
Little tongue twister right there, Steven. Whoa. And something else, Steven, we normally do. We normally jump on board with Mr. Brian Zimmerman. Now, you're bad fast, Steven. I mean, I hate to say it to you, but you're bad fast in any car you sit in. So I want you and Zimmy, I'm going to bring him up here, and you two are going to kind of try to talk about what you're seeing out the windshield of Brian Zimmerman. He's going to give us a lap around the track, per se. So, Mr. Brian Zimmerman, you're live in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, bud. I'll pull out here and give you a lap around. Well, this track is pretty tricky, and it's notoriously a one-lane track. So, one thing we're going to be seeing tonight is just difficulty passing. It's difficult to even blend, but coming off of turn 4 here, you want to be out to the outside wall, coming down the front straight. Braking hard. Stay in this upper lane here. Let the car rotate with on throttle off. Down the back straight. Lifting around the NASCAR sign, hard on the brake. Rotating at upper line. Hard on the throttle, let it rotate off. Down the front straight, and that's one lap around Thompson Speedway. And there's Rex in front of you.
So, Steven, I'm going to tee you up here. When you're watching that car bounce around through the corners and stuff like that, what are you noticing out Brian Zimmerman's windshield without holding the wheel, obviously?
Yeah, so it's obvious that this is not going to be a track where you can kind of just run one line and just hang out and just run your race. You're going to have to go ahead and manage the tires. You're going to have to manage the bumps. Time when you get the throttle on, when you get the throttle off. But it's definitely hard to simulate from the comfort of our home, but it's definitely going to be a very bumpy ride for these drivers.
Right, that was one thing I know. I was watching that car, just kind of focusing on the hood of Simi's car as we're riding on board, and you could tell. Yeah, I mean, the horizon and everything was moving. That's because the car was moving, right? Well, Zimmy, we appreciate that, brother. Thank you for that, as always. We'll let you get back down there and finish practicing. Keep these boys in line tonight, Zimmerman. I know you will.
It's going to be a tough one, boys. Everybody have some patience because it's going to be a lot of cars in here tonight. So hopefully we can have some good racing going on.
Right on, brother. Well, good luck tonight. And like I told Creech, maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of this thing going into qualifying.
Sounds good, buddy. Have a good evening.
As Mr. Buster, number 99 here. This is the front row guy coming out here. Great to see the front row guys come out and race with us. Number 99. Mr. Stephen T., you've turned many rides with old Michael Wood, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Mike Wood is a fast driver. He is a clean driver, and we're about to see what he's going to put down here in this first lap. A little loose into turn 1, but I don't know. I haven't had a chance to turn laps on this track. That might be pretty fast. We'll see as he goes down the back straightaway on that first lap and throws in there really hard into turn 3. I don't know if that's where the speed's going to be at, but we'll see what happens as he finishes his first lap right here.
As first lap around the circuit is going to be P5 on the board for the 99. Going to look to try to pick it up here on the second lap. I am noticing the 99 is running a little bit lower line than what we saw with Zemi. And I think the high side is where you want to be. Like right here in 3 and 4, he runs it perfect. But look how he's driving that car off in there, trying to dig off turn 4. Going to see if he can get a little bit quicker this next time by. P9 for the number 99 of Mike Wood.
Not going to be fast enough, unfortunately, as Robert Hattenback goes to the top of the board with a 20.48. Chris Sawyer right here coming up to finish his second lap right here. Let's see if he improves on his second place effort.
Got a bright orange machine, and that car was wiggling. It was loose on exit. As now Mr. Sam Baumgartner, TSP Padre here. P7.
Just kind of clicking on drivers as they're turning the laps right here.
You know, Steven, I'm noticing every time entry to turn 3, that camera you guys, awesome, by the way. It's showing them drivers really have to work that car getting in the corner, but every driver we've seen thus far, entering turn 3, they got that car sideways, almost like a dirt car. They're driving it in there really hard, trying to get everything they can.
Trying to figure out a little technical issue right now. I can't get the timing tower to turn off and on.
It's blinking on my end for what it's worth. Ooh, as the 06 of Logan botches qualifying. That's a tough break for him right there. He may have one more lap in the pocket as we're riding with here Mr. Larry Belsky in the number 43 TSP USA Firearms machine. Going to see what he can do with that. Oh, purple Chevy Camaro.
Larry comes around to finish lap number 1. We'll see where he ends up on the board right here. P16.
I don't even see the board anymore for what it's worth.
Uh-oh.
Give us just a moment, folks. We are working to
why would we wait to have technical issues until right before the broadcast starts?
It worked the entire hour of practice, right? But that's broadcasting right there in a nutshell, folks.
You may need to reset your SDK on your side, because I tried it on this side, but I can't get it to close. At least we have the timing board. It's not like it's not there.
Yeah.
But let's see, who else is on the track right here? Brad Carpenter is finishing up his second lap right now. He's already had Brad Carpenter is already P2 on the board right now, entering turn 3. Let's see if he improves. Takes the nice high, wide, and handsome line. Does he improve? He does not. 2042 on the first lap, 2049 on the second. Tyler Johnson's finishing up his first lap, coming around to take his second lap. Where's the car number on the side of his car?
It's painted on one side 5. Yeah, so it's still not working for me, Steven. If you could, just try to share your screen through Discord, and we'll just rock it like that.
Well, let me go ahead and let me just do a full reset on this side. Like I said, I'm not normally the broadcasting side, but
we do apologize for this, folks. It worked the entire time of practice. It worked flawlessly as Thomas Axum's in the session, so that's another fast driver there. Folks, it's going to be a doozy tonight as these drivers have 20 seconds to get their laps in. Riding on the hood of Brandon Mettler, number 15 machine here. Brandon's been bad fast. Been getting good finishes as of late, too. Let's see if he can continue that hot streak here in the number 15 butt kicker machine. As I had that pop up, whatever popped up on the side, the driver details, it popped up for a second, went away.
you can see that?
Hey, I can now, but now it's everybody's gone. We're on scene.
I think that's because qualifying just finished.
Oh,
Justin
yep.
Coleman's going to be on the pole right here.
So let's see if we can get that grid rocking and rolling here.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't control.
Yeah.
I mean, I can control the cameras. That's the good part. Kind of need those tonight. Do you have a timing board right now?
No.
Gotta love it. Let me see if I could do anything on this side.
All right, while he's doing that, Mr. Justin Coleman put it on provisional pole. Brad Carpenter P2. Brian Zimmerman starting 3rd inside row number 2. Tyler Johnson going to be firing off right there to his outside. Brandon Elvis is in 5th. Hattenbach's in 6th. Daniel Sweat's in 7th. Chris Sawyer, number 51, got him a good qualifying effort starting in the top 10. He'll be rolling off P8. Jason Day's in 9th. Tom Letfier's 10th. And I'm going to stop it there just because there's so many of them, and it's messing up on my end. Folks, we do apologize once again, but we have over 33 drivers currently in the session, so expect a banger here tonight. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button here on TrueSimProductions. I know it's been sloppy, but I promise you the race is going to be good. It's what we're here for. Hit the thumbs up button, helps out a ton. As before these cars even turn a wheel, who's your pick tonight, Mr. Stephen T. Johnson?
I ain't got a clue. I'm trying to figure out how to get this freaking broadcast to work correctly. But do I still have your camera control?
Yep.
Okay, so at least that's covered. So
Right,
the only
yeah,
thing,
we're good.
I can't turn the ticker off. After that, it looks like we're gonna be okay. So
Okay, that'd
as
be
long
all right.
as long as it's there, you know, we've gotta
Yeah,
be able to
we'll
show
be
the
all right.
race. So well, as we run down the rest of the list, 11th place Sam Baumgartner, 12th Thomas Axon, 13th Christopher Smith, Dalton Creech, 14th Brandon Mettler, 15th Anthony Rennick, 16th Josh Vermillion, 17th Larry Bell, 18th Bradley Stefan, 19th Troy Tyberg, 20th. You should probably look at these names before reading them. Sam Lawson, 21st, Logan Meyer, 22nd, and they're all starting to move around as the pace cars starting to get moving here in a second. So Ronnie Morrison, Kevin Pettyman, Chris Paul Hamas, Jacob McMillan, Derek Stanley, Tyler Clemens, Stephen Langdon, Tom Friedis, Michael Wood, Zach Murphy, Kel Butler, Scotty Stevens. I see Chris Sawyer and Mitchell Moon did not grid.
Ooh, Chris Sawyer. Why would he not grid starting P8? Maybe that was a penalty from a previous race here, Stephen.
Or
That could be a storyline.
actually, you know, he is sitting there on pit road. So was he last week's winner or something? Or
Last
No,
week's
he
winner
would-
goes
he would
to
have
the
been
tail
EOL.
end.
So
Yeah. Is this a strategy call just to avoid the carnage? But so Zach Murphy, last week's winner, just received the EOL. I'm getting word from that from race control.
it's a strategy call if you
Go a
get
lap
out
down.
on the track without going a lap down. So
You just got to be careful with it, right? Because I mean they're going to be flying by you.
I think somebody's blinking out near the front.
Yep. I think Justin Coleman was having some internet
Somebody's
issues.
got issues.
All right, this first start of the race, it's on Barney Fife, the flag man. So got to wait for Mr. Junior up there in the flag stand to throw the green flag here before they can fire him off. Pace car's going to make that left-hand turn on the pit road, and it's getting ready to be racing time for the Bad Company Racing. Bad Company's Good Company 100 here at Thompson as they are off. Look at the shots. They're coming straight to us.
Side by side entering turn one, the number 14 Justin Coleman slight advantage off the front straight. She's going to take the lead. Brian Zimmerman in third place. They're going to try to settle themselves in right here.
Ooh.
As we got cars sideways already. Whoa. Got cars. Oh, there goes somebody. 36 goes around.
Creech going around. That all started. Tyler Johnson got into the back of Zimmerman, and it checked them up so bad. Remember, folks, no fast repair. You cannot afford damage this early. It looks like most of these cars here, Stephen, they are going to get away from here unscathed for the most part. 36 does have a little bit of damage. I'm not 100% sure if that will affect him or not. I don't think it will.
Well, there's something related nearby when that happened. It might have been a chain effect. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a better camera here. Just kind of see as the 36 is going through. Did he make contact? Looks like he makes contact with the car in front of him. The 13 gets him sideways, and it's probably just a chain reaction at that point. And yeah, then they all go around.
Ooh, I see the 15 of Brandon Mettler got a piece of it. Troy Tarbuck, Derek Stevens, a few cars got some damage right there. I mean, we saw it, right? Keys to victory. Avoid the carnage. That's what we're facing right now.
Yeah,
a lot of cars out here.
And that drops Dalton Creech all the way down to 34th place, started in the 14th position. So that's definitely he's gonna have some work to go ahead and try to do some catching up right there. As the lights are still on the pace car, probably gonna be 2 to green here either this time by or next time by. A couple drivers on pit road as they're gonna go ahead and get their car serviced.
Sam Lawson, I believe. No claim on that either, by the way. No takers on the claim rule there.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if race control will put them single file here or not. Single file may be dangerous here, Stephen, just because there's so many cars. 34 of them. And I believe it will be single file. Yep, just got confirmed from Racing Control. This will be a single file restart. So if you're starting, Steven here, say 15th on back, you're gonna be in the middle of the corner. This camera's black once again.
Yeah,
It just
it's
don't like that-
somebody's blinking out up here in the front.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to do like a gearbox shot on this restart, but I might not be able to.
It don't like it on Justin Coleman. It
Clearly.
don't like the gearbox on Coleman. Look at that. Oh no, it don't like the gearbox in general.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the gearbox. Hold on, God.
SDK
There we
has
go.
been acting
Let's-
weird for me and Sam. So let's see what happens here. The single file restart. Oh no, they're still pacing. Excuse me, I got too excited. Way too excited.
And the
Look at
lights are
that train of cars.
Lights are still on the pace car too, so we still got a couple laps. So that's going to be, another, key we didn't really think about in the pre-race. If the cautions are going to be 4 or 5 laps in length, that's going to start adding up pretty quickly. And if we can't get some green flag runs in here, we're going to have some issues later in this race.
Absolutely. I'm noticing race leader Coleman sagged way off of the pace car here. There may be issues with the running order, Steven, as just somebody's done race control prior, right? And I'm sitting here watching this. This seems like maybe some running order disputes in the back. Black flags, probably.
Well, I've got a really easy way to solve the running order. Do what iRacing tells you.
Do what that black box on your screen tells you to do. If you feel like you got screwed or shafted, I'm sorry, because I promise you we've all felt like that at one point on iRacing. Look at all these beautiful late model stock stuff coming around here. Thank you, iRacing, for hooking up the short track racing scene, because these cars are awesome. They put on one hell of a show. Look at them, they're still coming. They are still coming, Steven.
Yeah, that's, we're just putting a camera right over here, taking a look at all these cars as they come around, and it looks like we're going to be going green this time by. And they're already crashing.
Sam Baumgartner got tagged by the 13. Will that be a yellow, though? They're off the racing surface. I do not believe it will be. 13 cars still parked down there in the infield grass. Sam Baumgartner just lost a ton of spots.
Well, part of the single file restarts is you have to be able to give each other a little bit of room, and that's clearly not happening. So,
Got it. I mean, especially with this many cars out here, you almost got to expect something to happen, right? So you need to be driving a little bit more defensive versus being on the offensive. This is another good shot. You've seen it from the fans' view. I love this shot here. It gives you a true perspective of what's happening in front of these guys. Watch some cars. We talked about it with Zimmy. I'm not sure if they're actually bottoming and out here, Steven, but watch them bounce as they go off in these corners as it changes on me. Thank you, TV Mix. It's all good.
yeah. And there are so many cars on this track. Look at them.
I mean, everywhere you look, there's probably battles, folks, so there will be battles we miss tonight. It's just a given. But look at all these cars out here. They're all just basically turning laps now. These are all veterans in here.
Somebody hard on the wall on entering the front stretch.
Very, very hard in the wall. Tom Freitas. Tom Freitas, number 32, I do believe.
Oh, that'll buff out. Uh-oh. Oh!
That won't, though. 51 car going for a wide ride right there in front of the field. Creech gets involved again. Tough break for the 36. Even tougher break for the 51.
Right in front of the field, too. He's going to need to get himself turned around here. They are under caution, so he's going to be able to do that slowly, but
he can't turn. His right foot's broke. He can't turn.
I feel like it was him in the 32. I don't remember what happened, so let's just take a look at it. And let's get a better angle. None of those are good angles. None of those are good angles. Go me. Okay, here we go. Let's stick to this angle right here. So
it's a little black. Yep.
Can you see now?
Yep.
Okay. So did the 51 go up too far, or did the 32 come off the wall? What do you think?
I don't want to call it. I don't want to play ball with that one. That one's so close to call. It's too close for comfort. I think you had two guys thinking there's space there, and there's not no there. I mean, Tom looks like he's arching down right there, right? The 32 car on the high side. He looks a little loose right there, but was that just the damage making the car look like that? I think Tom kind of held his line. Granted, he wasn't up next to the wall. He wasn't right up on the wall, right? But I think he pretty much held his line there.
Tell you what, though, Chris Sorer absolutely went for a ride there. Where is... Yeah, check out this view.
Here we go.
Driving along, having himself a nice old day, and whoop!
Shameless plug too, by the
Oh, he
way.
got hit by somebody else again.
That was Dalton Creech coming in. You saw right there in front of him was the RaceEPI.com machine. I want to thank Race EPI, Elite Performance Industries, for coming on board, not only sponsoring the series, giving us custom fixed setups, but also sponsoring the team that we're on. So shout out to Elite Performance Industries. I promise you, every setup shop, they all have their niche, right? They all have the car or the thing they're good at. If you want short track racing setups, EPI is the way to go. RaceEPI.com. Check them out.
All right, well, we did get more than one green flag lap in this time, so the restart should be double file. The question is, are we going to be able to get more than 2 green flag laps in?
I don't know. It's such a tough track. And guys, we're not pooping on y'all. We're not poo-pooing on y'all by no means. We know, right? It'd be the same thing if we was out there versus us in the booth. It's a tough track combo.
Yeah, I mean, these cars, there's so much power behind them. Yeah, and remember, we even talked about the beginning of the. You mentioned at the beginning of the race, you know, we got to take care of these right front tires too.
Absolutely.
And if we don't take care of the right front tires, you know, we're not going to have much of a field here left here. I mean, they got one set of tires, right?
They got one set laying in the pits, but I'm telling you, heat cycles. We haven't even talked about that yet. These tires getting hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. That's just as bad as going out there and just abusing them, turning qualifying laps. You know, so that's going to be a storyline. I'm watching. We never got our picks out earlier. I'm watching the number 54, Brandon Elvis. He's currently sitting P3. I watched him kind of battle with Zim there. Got by Zim on the restart, and since then he looks a lot smoother than the two in front of him. Going to see what that 54 car Brandon Elvis can do. He's always bad fast in these late model stocks.
Yeah, lights are on the pace car, so we're going to be going green this time. But I honestly don't know who to give you a pick for. Wow, we're looking at how much room we're leaving to the pace car. That's
Yeah, I don't know why we're not maintaining pace car speed. I'm kind of getting annoyed about it, if I'm being honest, up in the booth as the head admin around here, but I can't really do a whole lot from it.
Yeah, rules are overrated, right?
Yeah, I guess, bro.
For legal purposes, that's a joke. As green flag's in the air, and Justin Coleman gets a really good launch. And Brandon Elvis is going to go ahead and try to stick his nose in there. Not going to be able to get there just in time, but they're going to be 2 by 2 all the way through.
Elvis, so a benefactor of having a teammate, Justin Coleman, right there in front of him, was able to jump.
Oh, we got a car upside down on the back straightaway.
Oh, Larry
More
Bell.
crashing.
Oh,
More
carnage.
crashing.
Zach Murphy, the points leader involved, 29 machine, heavy front end impact for him. 99 car stopped on the track. 53 car, it looks worse for wear.
What?
The number's so skewed on the 53 car there. What happened here? It started with Larry Bell, I saw.
Hold on. It started with Larry Bell. Okay, let me find him. I can't find him. Let's see. Okay, there's a car upside down on the straightaway there.
Is there?
Yeah. Who is that? The 43, Larry Bell. Trying to find out. Okay, here we go. So it
Is this the same product we just saw a while ago, Steven?
No, I hope not. He gets hooked.
But did Larry Bell think Tron was up near the wall more? That's the question here. It's hard to tell where Tron's really faded. Right here, this would be a perfect shot for us. This will tell it. Oh,
here, let's.
That will tell us right there perfectly.
Yeah, it takes us a few seconds to find the right camera angle, but
yeah.
Whoa, yeah. So yeah, Paul Hamas is like literally a car length and a half down the track. And so Larry Bell pays the price for it, goes up and over, and then after that, there's just more crashing behind it.
That sucks. It's heartbreak city for Larry Bell. Been running really good. Got his first Crooked Line win last week in the Tuesday night Tour Mod Series, and ultimately tonight, I think his race is probably done. I think the 43 car is
and just more. I don't know. I mean, everybody's crashing in front of you. You might want to slow down at some point. So.
Look at the number 14 car. That car is beautiful, bro. Such a good-looking car. And something unique about those cars. Look at the front end of them. They're Chevys, but they're not Camaros.
Well, that's a Corvette tonight, apparently.
That's a Corvette.
I saw somebody else had a Mustang.
There's a Mustang out here. There's a Rolls Royce out here. And I know Rob Hottenbach has something. I can't remember what it is, though. It's something unique.
He's got a Caddy, I think.
Yep, Cadillac. As the car in front of him, Tyler Johnson, has a spray painted number on one side.
Yeah, I was about to say during qualifying, I was trying to figure out what car number he is, and then
He told me, he said, look, it's on the top, on the side, and it's on the front. If you look at the front shot of him, it is on the front,
that's
but you
the
can't, it looks,
that's the
look at that.
Microsoft Paint Special. I kind of like it,
That's-
honestly.
I told him, I was like, Tyler, you need a number so I don't have to EOL you. And that's what he did.
Hey, you got to come up with something, right?
Right. All right, Steven, we are almost a quarter of the way through this race. I'm going to ask you one final time. Give me your pick. I know you don't watch this series much, so just throw a name out there. Who's your pick to win tonight?
I mean, Justin Coleman's led every lap so far, so
Right.
I got.
That's-
I don't know.
I get it. So you're going with Coleman?
I don't know. I don't know who's gonna
Pick.
win.
Pick.
Coleman.
You got Coleman. All right, I got
Yep.
Elvis. So you got Coleman, I got Elvis. They are teammates. Look at the gap in between second and third there. Brad Carpenter trying to give as much room as he can as the second place guy looks like he's hounding them, and everybody else is kind of minding their P's and Q's.
Single file as everybody kind of go ahead, and let's see if we can kind of take care of ourselves a little bit better on these starts of the race. I see good single file racing so far.
I think race control will see this and realize they probably will just go to single file from here on out until it gets cleaned up a little bit. A lot of cars out here. Right now you're seeing what should have been happening all night, and I mentioned it a while ago. Drivers is out here turning laps. You see the two car, Scotty Smith, are trying to make a move. And I want you to go to Sam Baumgartner's car really quick. He's completely skewed the car is, but he's still out there turning laps.
Where's his car? There's so many.
I know,
It
it's
looks
hard
like
to-
it's on pit road right now, but
Oh, he went down pits. Yeah, well, folks, when there's this many cars out here, it's so tough to try to find somebody. If I tell him to go find this guy, he has to cycle through 36 cars to find him, right?
kind of keep the camera on the action as we see different drivers on the track. And
Got Tron, Ronnie Morrison, and Dalton Creech, who's had Hartburg City.
yeah, it looks like the front's at least kind of settled down here for a little bit. So now we're just getting into the point that we can kind of just log laps. Let's go ahead and take care of those right front tires. We're only 20 some odd laps into this race, so let's actually kind of just take care of it now. Let's get some good laps in right now. Justin Coleman's got himself a nice about 5 car length lead, and he can kind of just go and do his thing right now. I don't really see too many battles on the track right now, and maybe that's not a bad thing. Let's go ahead and just log some laps here.
Oh, yellow's out on the speedway.
Who crashed?
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't see anybody crashing. Let's see. It says Scotty Stevens went off the track, maybe?
Let's see what happened here. SDK is also really weird when you have this many people when it comes to try to picking who's in the wreck. That's not even Scotty.
That's not even Scotty, you're right?
What is the SDK it's messing all
No,
up.
it's probably user error. There we go. There's a little contact, and Scotty goes into the front stretch grass and makes a little contact with that pit wall.
Let me ask you something here. Why is that a caution unless this is why right here?
Yeah, but he's got to re-enter the track, right?
Right. Yeah, not Scotty's fault, but
Looks like we got some action coming on pit road. Nope, just a couple cars entering pit road, getting some service done.
looks like Zach Murphy. I like this Rackley War machine. Willie Allen Racing. He's races down at Nashville Fairgrounds. Just a little tidbit fact. So it's pretty cool to see that he owns or co-owner of a Truck Series team. Did you see the news today? Matt DiBenedetto put out a press release saying that he is not returning to that race team
I
next
saw
year.
that, and I think in 2 years he got the team a win, and I think they're in the playoffs this year. So Matt's definitely performed. He's been so close to getting wins in the Cup Series, and just wasn't able to get him to get one, finished out. And
I've said it twice tonight. Heartbreak City, right? Bristol. Yeah. I mean, Bristol. That makes me hurt for him, right?
yeah,
He's a driver that he does have a great fanfare. There's a lot of fans that like him, but there's a lot of fans that think he don't have talent. I think you put DiBenedetto in a decent Cup car, decent Xfinity car. You may not have a Kyle Busch on your hands, right, or Kyle Larson, but you got a good driver out there. And what about Chris Buescher as of late, huh? How crazy is that?
last three oval wins have come from Chris Buescher. I mean, he's absolutely him and Brad Keselowski. They figured out something this year. They are absolutely on a tear.
I believe it was either Raymond or Scotty. I would not be surprised because you know they're going to get teched harder now, right? They're going to really start teching those cars. I wouldn't be surprised if a crew chief gets suspended this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. I think because they have just been bad fast out of nowhere, and I'm not knocking them, right? And sorry if you're not a NASCAR fan at home. Let me pull up the chat here. We got anybody talking to John Markern up in the chat? Said disagreement of space a while ago,
that
so
was
that's
from
true.
Either the one with Freitas or the one after that, because I have the chat up as well. I didn't get a chance to cover that, but yeah, we definitely got some activity in the chat right now. It looks like we got about 10 of y'all enjoying the show right now, and if we can get, looks like we got one more subscription sometime earlier tonight, so that's awesome. We get maybe like 2 more subscriptions. Send it to your friend, your family member, send it to your coworkers.
Just post it on Facebook and say, listen, you don't have to listen to these 2 idiots in the booth, but just give them a subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. As John says, great broadcast, guys. Thank you for always tuning in. It's time to get on that loud pedal once again, as they are off.
2x2 entering turn 1, Zimmy's up top, and let's see if we can make it through a few laps without wrecking each other, and so far so good.
Something I noticed, race control did not put it in single file. Justin Coleman running a little bit lower line as he leads this train a double file around the track.
Ooh, 1 car up in the wall out of 4, 2 cars in the wall out of 4. They're this is
We just got a piece of it too. Look at the battles right here. You got Josh Vermillion on the high side, Brandon Miller, who's been involved in a few incidents tonight on the low side, trying to battle back. Had a
looks
decent
like we got
start.
another crash, and somewhere in the back, and looks like we probably got another caution. So, I think the 27's involved. What do you think?
I think the 27 and the 51, and I'm not exactly sure who the red car is.
I think I see what happened. Looks like
What
the
happened
27, the 99 was the 27 all the way clear on corner exit.
I didn't know Sam was going to join us. I just seen your message, Sam. My bad. Mr. Samuel Baumgartner, you got to hear Ray Swithers got banged up a little bit. I'm supposed to be unbiased in the booth, but when I see that TSP out there, I got to root for it. Sam, you're in the booth, brother. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Tanner.
So we're going to let you sit up here with us if you want. As long as you want, you can sit up here and shoot the jive with us, we're going to call it. You see another massive wreck. I elected right then as race control. I put it single file. Talk to us about how these restarts have been out there tonight, Sam, that you've experienced.
The last one where I decided to pull it down pit road, we got some pretty significant damage on it. It was single file, man, and it just looked like people are trying to time the restarts, and they're leaving too much of a gap in between each other, which causes an accordion effect that goes all the way to the back of the field, and it just stacks us all up, especially when the green officially comes out. Everybody's going to be on the throttle. That's what happened there. I do want to apologize, though, real quick. If Thomas Axum's watching, he left early. Me and him got into it on a restart. I actually missed a shift. When I shift, my shifter bounced into first instead of third.
Yeah.
And I came down and got into him. I wish he wouldn't have quit like that, but it is what it is. Then yeah, man, I just kept getting banged around in unnecessary incidents. It seems like I don't know.
And you know, it's crazy because there's no fast repair. You get 17X here, you're going to get penalized, right? Black flag drive-through penalty. So I'm starting to notice that the field, I mean, we started 36 cars. It's thinning out right now. Honestly, may have to implement maybe like a top 24 fastest qualifying type of rule. That's neither here nor there tonight. Tonight, we have 60 laps or so remaining for the bad company is good company 100 here. I mean, it's been a good race when it has been a race. Going into tonight, I was expecting messy, Steven, and I think that's kind of what we got.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem that we're at right now, is this is a race really trying to find rhythm. Like, you had that one nice run for about 10 laps or so, but, you know, it's not like you could just send a car into the corner and expect to make the pass. You're going to have to kind of work over the guy in front of you. You're going to have to set it up, get yourself in a position, and not overdrive the car. And I think we're just seeing a lot of overdriving, a lot of miscalculating on the exit. You know, clear and clear with contact are two different things. As lights are on the pace car, we're going to be going green this time by.
Sam, how was the single file restart? You were out there, just let me know. Are they helping or hurting?
It's hard to say, man. I mean, in a sense, I'd say both, because obviously it's going to help. But like I said, and when you got guys that are spacing out so much, trying to get jumps on the green flag or when the leader's going to go, it's not good. You got to be right up on the back bumper of the guy in front of you and go when he goes. That's really all there is to it. But once that green flag flies, I mean, that should be the end of it. We should be going full throttle, but I don't know. We still stack up in the back.
Field looks like they're doing a much better job on this restart as we go ahead and get ourselves kind of into position. Let's see if we can actually log some laps here, though.
Yeah, to go on Steven's point, I think a lot of this is a very tough track, right? I mean, out in practice, I was noticing it too. I was trying to measure the right side tire wear at least a little bit, and I was noticing a lot of guys were sending it in a lot deeper than I feel like they should be. They're just going to burn that right front off, but I don't know, man. I think your usual guys are not being too aggressive out there, but you know, it's racing. What are you going to do? Short track racing.
It's just short track racing.
As Justin Coleman actually just set the fastest lap, we can't use that gearbox camera anymore. That sucks.
Yeah,
That's actually a great shot.
I love the camera. I love it. So, Sam, if you go back and watch the broadcast night, you'll notice Steven, who worked today, I didn't know he was doing it, but he put in about an hour's worth of time just trying to fix cameras tonight, right? He set up a lot of good cameras for us, a lot of cool cameras, a lot of unique cameras, so it's pretty cool. So, Steven, on behalf of TSP, we appreciate that. I can't thank you enough for stepping in for me tonight as well, as we are now lap 45, so we're approaching the halfway point here. Is this the portion of the race where we get the long green flag run? I know tires are starting to wear here as lap traffic also come into effect. 32 car,
like,
it is using abuse.
Looked like we got a report. It said Tyler Clemens and Tom Friedis may have went off track. Not sure exactly what happened there, but looks like Tom's just going to kind of stay out of the way and.
You see how hard it is to blend there, huh?
Oh,
it's very, very hard to blend up. And everybody's fighting for that middle groove right now, basically. They're running right there on the dark patch, putting the left sides on that, trying to get every bit of the grip they can. As riding on board here with Mr. Brian Zimmerman, he's going to dive it off into turn one, Sam.
Yeah, so... sorry, go ahead.
No, it's kind of funny. I'm watching Elvis and Coleman run their line up there. That line that they're running seemed to not work in practice whatsoever. I've seen a lot of guys, including myself, pulling it down a little bit further than that, trying to get the car to rotate on exit. But they're actually making it work, running that higher groove the whole way around, almost floating it up in the center there.
It's almost like reminiscent of, and this is going to sound completely awkward, but like a Martinsville line, right? You dive it in kind of low, but you drift up, just a diamond, right? Drive it kind of like a diamond. That's normally how you drive a track, but they're more or less just wrapping it. I mean, they're just, I don't know. They're trying to keep the high line, keep the momentum. I understand it, and they are making it work, as I did see in practice. A lot of guys were arching it down low, Sam.
Well, you know, that's the thing. It's so tough to pass here, and with these cars, the way they're so momentum-based, it's going to be really difficult to find a line to pass, and I think that's where a lot of our contact has come from tonight, is from that exactly. Guys will go into the corner, think they can mat the throttle, because that's what you got to do in these cars, and they just push off the corner and get into somebody. But yeah, you see Zimmy here, he's kind of running a little bit different of a line, trying to get some air to that front end of that race car.
And that's where, you know, like, I'm kind of watching on board as we got caution on the track.
Hey, Zimmy, listen there. He shut the car off, boys. He's trying to make it on fuel. And, oh, we got a parking lot down in the grass.
It was going to be close, Tanner. I was watching my fuel a couple of times, and I definitely want to say it was close. I don't know if he's going to be able to save it enough or not. You're probably going to have to come get fuel.
You think you have to get fuel even with these cautions, huh?
I think so. I think it's going to be super close.
Right.
Looks like issues with the 34 is what Josh Vermillion is what brought out this caution. Did he get a little help getting off turn 2, or did he loop it himself?
Did the 06 get into the back of him?
Yeah, I'm going to guess yes.
It definitely, sure enough, looked like it.
What do you think?
Yeah.
But look at that, shows right there, boys, how on edge these cars are, especially on exit. Though, I mean, that's where you're picking up throttle. Hell, you're almost full throttle at that point, right, Sam? So, I mean, just a little tap like that, upset the weight on the car, and boom, goes dynamite. Around she goes.
Takes out a few other drivers with him.
Ooh, hard hit to the inside wall. Who is that right there? No number.
That is Paul Hamus with no number.
See, this is why I always run numbers on my. From my view, because I don't know what car number I gotta yell at if I can't see the car number.
Right.
A couple drivers coming down pit road getting service, probably for some damage repair. Looks like the
Go
I
ahead.
think pit road's
Sorry.
closed, actually. Pit exit's closed. I think that's why the 64 right there's got to wait a pit exit. Got to wait for the field to go by here, entering turn 1.
I'm going to ask one more time since we're under caution. If you could, hit the thumbs up button. This will be the last time I mention it, I promise. If you hit the thumbs up button, it helps us out a ton. We have 10 viewers right now, currently live, 5 likes. If we can get that up to like 9, if I get 9 of y'all to do it, I may sing y'all a song or something. You never know. It's going to see if lights go off on the pace car this time by. I'm going to keep them single file, boys, just because it looked like they can get spaced out, turn some laps. Now, as this race goes on, if they do break off, say, a 10, 15 lap run again, then we'll put them back double, let them re-rack it, restack it, and try it again.
We had a long green flag run right there too, Tanner. So we're going to be starting double file. And a lot of drivers, they don't want to be down on that inside lane. That is the hardest thing on these restarts, is nailing your restart and trying to get up to that preferred racing line.
So, look, I'm sharing my screen, Sam. If you see it, it's set single file. They're going. It's race control that's determined. It's a restart in single file until we change it.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's an advantage and a disadvantage.
Right.
It really all depends on how the drivers handle the single file restart. Coleman's doing exactly what he should be doing, putting them right up against that outside wall. But you see right there, the gaps in between first, second, third, and fourth. That is where it's going to cause the according effect all the way back into the rear of the field.
Right, and it ain't going to hurt. It could hurt the guys up front, but 9 times out of 10, the bomb explodes 10th, 11th, 12th, right? Because it's like I said, it's accordion effect. It just gets worse and worse.
Carpenter right there, he's got 2 car lengths on him.
Look at the gap right there.
Yeah, that's a little too much of a gap, I think.
When you leave 3 or 4 car lengths like that, they're gonna be caught sleeping. Everyone's just trying to take advantage of the little jump right there, and I mean, but we've seen before, as you're running a Zibby right before I was going to mention it before the caution came out. You know, if you're Brian Zimmerman, you're looking at that view. Where's the passing opportunity here?
The thing is, man, is you're really going to have to get the run off of the corner, get to that left rear quarter panel, and honestly, a slide job can work as long as you're side by side with somebody. A slide job can work, but it's very risky.
I apologize. I had to step away, deafen for a second, go handle some race control duties. I let them know. Like I said, if I see it anymore laying back like that, if you're using it to try to protect your car, we can tell, right? If you don't hit the guy in front of you. But if you're using it for an advantage, you're getting a black flag.
I think half of a car length is more than acceptable. I think it's just when you're definitely trying. No, I don't want to say jump the restart, but you're trying to anticipate it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't be hanging that far back.
Look at this track. This is a track unlike any other short track we're going to visit this season in any of our race series here in Crooked Line Racing. If you like short track racing, baby, you got the home of it here on Monday nights with Sam calling the action super late models. I'm in the booth on Tuesday nights calling the tour lines, and of course Wednesday nights late model stocks. And then we got Dirt on Thursday, and made a big announcement today. Front Row Esports, Crooked Line Racing, they will be merging together. So Crooked Line Racing will now also be the home for all your NASCAR style racing.
We will be live Friday as well for that series.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Friday we're live. Sunday we're live. Track Talk, then BPL. I love Sundays, right?
We're off Sunday, Labor Day.
Oh, that is right. Labor Day weekend. I hope you and your family have a great Labor Day weekend if you're able to get out and do anything. And also, East Coast, South, we're getting kind of bombarded right now with a hurricane. Thoughts and prayers for everybody down there. Hopefully the flooding and the surge and all that. I haven't followed too much, but hopefully everything's all right.
Yeah, I'm on the east coast of Florida, and we only just got pretty much a lot of wind and some pretty heavy rain in the morning, but otherwise we were good. Our friends over in Cedar Key and the Panhandle, they're dealing with some significant war issues. And, hurricane landfall of 130 mile an hour winds, so we got some challenges ahead of us as a state.
It really is heartbreaking. It's like Florida can't catch a break, really. I know people make memes about Florida, like you're from Florida, you're crazy, something like that. No, I love Florida, man.
I'm from Florida, we're crazy. Yeah,
but I love Florida. And I want to touch on something here. The 14 car, the last 2 times he's put the car on pole position after qualifying, he's went wire to wire. Is Coleman going to do that again here in the late model stock? Already has a race win this season. Let me go pull up the points on my end just so I know for sure what I'm spouting out right here. But I know he has one race win already this season. As currently sitting third in the points, so this could be a hell of a points night for the 14 car, as he is only 4 points off the leader. First place, second place, and third place, they are only separated by 1 point and 4 points. So the battle at the top is hot and heavy here.
Getting down to the wire here too, Tanner, and I was kind of surprised to see not a whole lot of people came down pit road. Our leaders stayed out. Maybe they can make it on fuel. Maybe they've saved just enough now with that last caution. They're able to make it, and they're just going to run it out to the end.
I mean, we've had what 4 or 5 cautions already, and I think we were told what 88 laps is what we could do. And if you had to save 12 laps of fuel, I think we've had enough cautions to be able to do that.
I would think so, but it's hard to tell up here in the booth, right?
I think they can do it. I mean, Justin Coleman, he doesn't look like he has any interest in pit road.
Yeah, he has zero interest for pit road or saving. That 14 car, he is digging. But I've also been watching this 31 car, Brad Carpenter. He's always somebody that kind of lurks, right? He lurks right there, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 4th. You know what I'm saying? Currently running P4 right now, and just kind of watching the top 3. Going to see if Brad Carpenter has a pace on a low man. Second place, Brandon Elvis, slight mistake off turn 4, got into the wall.
It's not the first time I've seen him actually make contact with that wall, though. He's trying to get every little bit of it. So, you know, this is what I was looking back to the Zimmy thing earlier. You know, where's the passing opportunities right here? Like, you know, Carpenter's got to go ahead and get up a little bit closer to Zimmerman. But then where do you set up the line? This almost kind of reminds me of like an old Bristol where it's like it was so difficult to pass, and the only way to pass was to hit the car in front of you, which honestly made Bristol what it was.
Right. That's why Bristol sold out for years and years and years. Hey, a lot of people hate Bowman Gray. They call it the WWE of racing, and maybe it is, right? They do go a little too far. I will admit that. But hey, they stack it. They stack them in there, shoulder to shoulder. There's not an empty seat in that building.
A little too far?
Well, yeah. They threw a hammer or an axe through a hollow windshield a few weeks back. And this is some good racing right here, boys. Now, they look like they figured it out. Sam, tires tonight. We heard they were pretty bad. Track was chewing them up. What was your experience with tires in your short little stint you had out there with them?
Well, when I was in practice, I did a couple of longer runs, and I really figured out what the line was to save tires. But again, like I said, everybody's just, they were overdriving the corner, and you kind of had to go a little bit deeper in fear of somebody running you over from the back. So the track definitely chewing tires up here tonight. I'm impressed that these guys up front are able to maintain it here for 72 laps.
Yeah, because I think at the beginning, somebody mentioned that, you know, you ran 30 laps and your tires are already in the 40 to 60% of tire left. So how?
Yeah, if you didn't enter that corner, and if you're cranking that wheel, you're just hurting yourself. Like I said, I found a way. You enter the corner, you put a lot of rear brake bias into that car. It'll help rotate through the center of the corner, but kind of like what we see Coleman and Elvis doing. They're really entering almost on that seam, letting it float up a little bit, keeping that wheel as straight as possible to not wear that right front out.
It's lap traffic out the front windshield of the 14 as they're coming to us. I'm still watching the 31 car lurking. He's like a snake in the grass. He's just watching. What you got to do here, I guess, I mean, well, like Steven said, where is the passing opportunity? You got to basically fill that car in front of you's mirror up. Make them nervous. Make them watch you. Make them watch everything you're doing. And you got to try to force a mistake out of them.
Looks like that's kind of what Zimmy's doing a little bit to Brandon Elvis. Is he's going ahead and just poking his nose just a little bit to the inside, trying to find an opportunity, trying to make an opportunity. I mean, you can wait for them to make a mistake, or you can use that front bumper. What do you want to do at this point of the race with about 25 laps to go?
What a good-looking car, too, by Mr. Brian Zimmerman. That old Davey Allison throwback. Look at him looking low. Showing the nose to Elvis. Elvis blocked it off right there. Did you see that? Elvis pitched the car down right there a little bit. Said, no, you're not here yet. So, hey, these two might get racy here. This may be exactly what Justin Coleman needs, as long as there's no caution. As Elvis, he's sending it off in there, boys. He got loose, tight, and loose again.
So here comes Brian Zimmerman. He's going to go ahead and take a peek to the inside. Is he going to make it happen this time? No, he's going to go ahead and try to set himself up for the next corner.
He elected not to try it right then. I thought he was for sure going to at least fake it at least.
The problem is that if he goes for it, he's at risk of losing that position to Carpenter right now. And that's the biggest thing. Once you get to the inside of somebody, the guy behind you is looking to the outside to get around you once you can't make that pass. So Zimmy has to make sure he gets a good enough run to where he can make that pass quick before he loses 2 spots here.
Yeah, exactly.
That
The
is-
problem is
that
if,
is true.
if you give up, if you lose all your momentum trying to make that pass, you're going to run the possibility of losing 1, 2, maybe 3 other spots as the car behind you is going to take advantage of that.
We got 21 laps to go here, it looks like. Coleman, has he led every lap so far?
Every lap?
If he didn't lead the first one, I'd be surprised, but I'm almost positive he's led every single lap. I'm telling you, the last 2 times he put it on pole, he's went wire to wire, flag to flag, leading it.
Well, I think he's figured out what I was talking about there, because again, we watch his line. I mean, he's pulling away from Elvis now at this point. I think he's just being, getting into his rhythm right here. He's being nice and smooth. Looks like we're catching some lap traffic here. This could play a factor in the last 20 laps of the race.
Last 20 laps of the race, and I think the 54 car is struggling right here. I think the tires have basically expired, went to their expiration date, because Zimmy, he's hounding him right now, and that's just allowing the 14 car to get away. But I think the 54 car, he's having to watch for his marks on the track, braking marks, that's such. But he's also having to watch that mirror, trying to see where Zimmy's going. Them boys are playing chess right now at about 80, 90, 100 miles per hour.
Battle on the track
That's
is
all.
definitely for second place right now. As Zimmy, he's faster, and he's just got to figure out a way to get around him right now. And it's like at this point, at what point does Zimmy lay the bumper to him? I mean, Brian Zimmerman, he's a clean driver, but at some point you got to go, right?
Frustration, Sam, you can talk about this. Frustration sets in every lap, every passing lap that happens like this. The frustration meter, it increases.
Yeah, and Zimmy's shown the nose a couple of times here. He's gotten a few good runs, and if you notice, Coleman's still pulling away from Elvis. Elvis holding up Zimmy just a little bit, and you see everybody else behind him starting to catch the back bumper of Zimmy. Now we got like 3, 4 more extra cars on top of this line. I don't know, man. It's just so hard to pass here. I don't want to say Elvis is holding him up, but
Elvis is holding him up, but it's just a tire deal, right?
It's the tires, and it's just that hard to pass here. That's the biggest thing.
You almost have to take advantage of a lap car right here. Like for example, the 69, I think this running Morrison. Can Zimmy get to the inside and use Morrison as a pick right here? He's going to look for it. 54 is going to cover it off. Let's see how that ends up working out.
I think Zimmy was going to try and make a move to the top side there, thinking that Morrison might have went to the bottom, but did a good job getting around him regardless.
That's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, I don't think it would have worked for him, though, because you saw the 69. He went to the top side of the racetrack. I think Zimmy did exactly battle for second. Zimmy showing the nose. Oh, he had enough of a gap there, too. He would have been okay. As you see, he's okay to slide back up in line.
Right here, the chess game. Brandon Elvis has shown that he'll block it, right? He'll try to defend it, not blocking it, but he's to the inside here. Lap traffic could play a factor. 51 car Chris Sawyer. But you see the momentum on the high side. It's just so much greater. But right here, boy, it's gonna get tight.
Ryan Zimmerman absolutely sideways entering turn 1. He's trying to take advantage of any opportunity he can to try to get that pass going. As we cut ahead and double check with the leader, just Coleman. He's in his own zip code. He's having himself a nice old relaxing drive. This battle for second we've been really focusing on. Kind of just looking through the rest of the field and had a nice long green flag run.
Caution flag.
Oh, are you serious?
Ooh, that changes everything right there, boys.
Who did it?
I don't know, man. I think you come get your right side tires now. Elvis definitely wants them. You know that.
Who crashed?
Right.
I don't have a report.
So we went double file. We're going back double file here as Sam. We're trying to find a replay, buddy. I don't know if I could pit right here if I'm up in the top 3.
It's a hard call. I mean, especially if you're Justin Coleman, because everybody's going to do the exact opposite of what you do, right? So
you hope so. I mean, if you're running second, you hope if he don't pit. If you go down, you hope the field follows.
I'm still trying to find the caution. Any ideas?
I have not even a remote single clue.
I see smoke in the back straightaway. Let's go ahead and back it up and see if we find that. Yep, I found it. Let me know if action's on pit road so I can switch over to that real quick if we need to. The 36 car ended up sideways on the back straightaway. Let me pull him up.
I can't tell if they're on pit road or not. So
Dalton
we got a few.
Creech.
I'll tell you who's on pit road: Christopher Smith, Dalton Creech, Sam Lawson, Jacob McMillan, Tyler Clemens.
So about five drivers. So not.
I mean, if you're 10th on back, I mean, you got nothing to lose.
Right. I agree. I agree. As we see what happened here with the 36. Was Clemis involved as well?
Yeah,
in
well,
the trigger bit?
36 and Clemis. Looks like Clemis is probably trying.
He's showing the nose on.
I think he was trying
Sam.
to go and make a pass on the 44.
Right. Almost followed the 36, but got into him. Maybe not knowing he was down there still.
I think it was the
Yeah,
probably.
that was.
Yeah,
I think it was just a misjudgment right there, honestly, because that looked like they were trying to get around that slow car on the top lane. I'm not sure who that is right there.
Lawson.
The governor.
Okay, so Sam Lawson, he was real slow up top there, and you see, he thought Creech went down further, and he was going to try and shoot the gap, make it 3 wide, and just got into the right rear quarter panel. Probably not the best decision, but I mean, hey, Creech spun it around and kept it going.
Yeah, good for him.
So tires, they came out in position 16th is the first guy with tires. It was Chris Smith, only a 9-second stop. I don't think that's 2 tires. I think that's a fuel stop, fellas.
Well, and
because
top 10 haven't even stopped yet.
right,
Top 10, they've all decided to hold on to the track position, and based on how difficult it's been to pass it, is that the right decision? Or we have only 8 laps to go. Probably going to go green with 5 or 6 laps to go.
Yeah,
that's not
8
gonna
laps
be
to
enough,
go.
That's not going to be enough time to drive up from 10th
I
to
don't-
15th with tires.
I think you needed more people to commit to pit road, right? But I tell you what, I'm worried for Justin Coleman right here. Now, he does have the benefit of having a teammate to his outside, so you're probably going to see the 14 and the 54 get a great launch here just based off the countdown, right? But Justin Coleman could be in trouble here if Zimmy can get by the 54, because Zimmy looks pretty fast. Is he fast enough to get up there and mix a mingle with Justin Coleman? It's hard to tell because he's been behind Elvis. Let's see what Elvis does too.
He has to get a good restart. Zimmy is in a prime position right now to get second off of Elvis, but he has to get that launch and judge that restart perfect here.
It's the most stressful portion of the race here. Will it be the last one as they fire off? Green flag is out. Coleman gets a great launch. 54 does as well. But they're side by side a little bit. That's going to slow them down. I see smoke in the back.
Now we got crashing in the back.
Oh, Mettler coming in. Dang it.
Did
that
that
was
bring
had a
You
crash
know what
in
they
the
say,
front?
boys.
Yeah.
They breed them.
They do breed them. And I mean,
Especially this late. These boys are going for everything, ain't they?
Trying to figure out what happened there.
looks like maybe a little bit of a checkup.
02 got turned. Looks like Guy Barrett. Did he get a little bit of help entering? Yeah, so we're all stacked up nose to tail right here. You have to lift significantly earlier in order to give each other a little bit of room entering this corner. I don't think that happened.
Jacked his car up too. Got him up in the
Yeah.
air.
Although it looks like he got away with most of
Is
it.
that-
Barrett, he escaped out of that with very little problems.
Who's the driver who got into the back of Barrett right
Looks
there?
like
Was that
the
one of them
80.
fresh tires?
Oh, it was. Good call, Sam.
Yeah.
That's Chris Smith right there in 80.
So he knows he's on fresh rubber. He's going to be able to send it in a lot harder than everybody else. But yeah, you got to watch the guy in front of you.
Right.
Where is he? I can't find him on the ticker. Chris
I don't
Smith,
know.
the 80.
You was right. You was on him.
I'm on
It's
him.
like
I'm
Chris.
not on him. Like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. It's been a minute since I've done some broadcasting, so
As gonna be a green-white checker
of
here.
course
and
it is.
You see the 36 car going around. I guess probably to get a lap back. I'm not sure. Or getting back to the spot. That car is abused, ladies and gentlemen. He's had about to get a little more
About to
damage.
add more to it.
Well, you see that's another example right there. I mean, guys got to pay attention, especially under pacing. That was something I noticed. I mean, I could see the pace car behind me at one point in time. They were so spread out. So I know it's a short track, and I know it's gonna be close anyway. But you saw Creech there; he's trying to get his lap back, and guys aren't paying attention, not staying down low.
I think I found the Chris Smith car. So watching from his onboard. Boop.
That's weird though. I mean, he's off throttle. And it's just like 02 slows down drastically right then.
Well, he's got 6 cars in front of him who also
Yeah,
gotta make the
yeah,
corner.
yeah.
So
I mean, there's stuff going on in front of him too, obviously, yeah. But
Yeah, that happened to me earlier in the race too, man. We came off the corner on a restart, and everybody stacked up. And I mean, I slammed the brakes, but there was no time. And then I got hit from behind, and
it looks like Chris legit did like tried to stay off of him right then and just couldn't. I mean, I don't know.
So what do you think? Is this our last caution?
I don't know. I was gonna say 8th caution of the night. Will that be the final one? They have 3 attempts at a green-white checker.
It's
Lights
a
are off
single
on the
file
pace car.
restart. We didn't complete a lap, so going to be a single file restart.
Oh, and I noticed Brian Zimmerman lost P3.
Keep an eye on this. Sorry, Tanner, but keep an eye on these gaps here.
Yeah, Zimmy didn't get as good of a restart as he probably wanted to, and that Carpenter was probably ahead of him as they got to the corner. All right, here we go.
Looks like Brad Carpenter may have sagged back a little bit. We'll review it and add a meeting, see what people think. I'll be honest, guys, that pisses me off. It makes me so mad.
Well, we're going to make it to the white flag here because it looks like we're pretty good through 1 and 2. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to finish this one out right here as Justin Coleman's got 1 lap to go.
Final lap of the night for the Bad Company is Good Company 100 here. Justin Coleman, will he go flag to flag as we're on the black screen? He's blinking out once again. He needs that connection to stay stable though because he's got to go and turn 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Justin Coleman led all 100 laps, put it on the pole. I believe he was like 4th in practice. He gets it done in the number 14 machine. As Brandon Elvis, Brad Carpenter at your 2nd and 3rd place finishers. Jason Day, very quiet night. I don't know if we mentioned the 52 car at all tonight. Slowly but surely snuck up there and got him a top 5. So good run out of the 52 car. Tyler Johnson 6th, Hottenbach is in 7th, Daniel Sweat 8th, Tarbrook 9th, and Todd Lamphere rounded out the top 10 finishers here tonight. This winning moment, as always, is brought to you by none other than BAM Racing Videos. If you like grassroots, real-life, short-track racing, you need to check out BAM Racing Videos over on YouTube.com. Supporter of the channel, supporter of the series, supporter of us. Check them out. Do us a favor. BAM Racing Videos.
You know, for a driver that was taking care of their tires tonight, he's got plenty of rubber left to use.
Those tires are definitely not going to be usable after this because the 14 car burnt it down. Hell of a night out of that car. Hell of a night out of the whole Bad Company racing dudes. Let's see if we can get Mr. Brad Carpenter up here for an interview, and we're gonna allow you to do it, Mr. Stephen T. You get the first interview.
I don't know what questions to ask.
You got the first interview. Stephen T. Johnson, Mr. Brad Carpenter. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Brad
All right,
Carpenter, I wasn't ready to ask questions, but how was your race?
Interesting. I don't know. I tried to save tires, and towards the end, I lost a little bit of time because I don't know. My steering wheel went like kind of AWOL. The force feedback kind of went away on it, and then I upped it at the very end, so it worked out all right.
No worries, but it seemed like a track that was really difficult to pass. I mean, you started 2nd, ended up 3rd. Really, the top 5 kind of just hung out for most of the race. So, any opportunities that you had, or you just had to kind of take what you got?
No, I was riding, trying to like save tires because in practice these things burn up really quick, and so I was hoping they'd burn them up a little bit, but apparently I burned them up. So there would have not been any passing. I could catch Zimmy, but I couldn't. There's no way I could probably get by him.
No worries, but a nice paint scheme, and appreciate you coming out, and we'll hopefully see you next time.
All right. Hey, Tanner, if you were talking about me on that restart, I wasn't paying attention is what happened.
Copy.
Okay. I really wasn't.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right, that's our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Brad Carpenter. He is a Quicken Line Racing veteran. He's been here, hell, just about as long as I've been here, I feel like. See if we can find Brandon Elvis, our 2nd place finisher. Now, this guy right here, what place did he start in, Steven?
Brandon Elvis started 5th. He finished 2nd.
So starting 5th, he made some passes, right? And that's tough to do. Mr. Brandon Elvis, you're live in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Got that P2 finish for the Bad Company Racing late model stock here. Bad Company Racing 1-2. Talk me through your night, brother.
Man, I'm just happy to be here. I not very good at this racetrack. I could not save the right front to save my life. I got a right front tire warning at like lap 70. So I was holding on for dear life. Luckily, Zimmy was right behind me, and he was so much better than me in 3 and 4. I was able to hold him off, mainly because he's such a good guy and a clean racer. That's about it. I pulling for my boy out front there.
We could tell that you were struggling around like lap 75 is when it happened, right? Zimmy just started really applying pressure to you, but doing it cleanly, like, right? I thought
yeah.
there for a little bit. I thought if he ever got you where you was on the inside, I was afraid you was gonna go backwards, but you maintained, right? You had a problem. The car was tight, obviously we could tell, burning up the right front, but you persevered. You made zero mistakes except hitting the wall like 7 times, I believe, on the front stretch. But that's neither
About
here nor there.
3. Come on, you're exaggerating.
A little bit, maybe a little. But the 54 car, honest to God, it was bad fast tonight. So hell of a job. The car looks good. Who we got to thank for the number 54, brother?
My wife.
That's right.
Barry Ellis Performance and Fabrication. Coleman Design. All of BCR. TrueSimProductions. You guys do an amazing job. I really look forward to watching your broadcast after it's all over with. And Curriculum, man. We just have a lot of fun in here. It's a good race.
Yeah, it was a little messy, but I mean, what can you do, right? What can you do?
Well, man, we had 30-some cars at
Right.
Thompson. So, I mean, the last
Kinda
part of the race
asked for
was
it, huh?
good.
Kind of asked for it, didn't we? So, but hell of a job tonight, brother. And we'll get you back down there and let you celebrate your P2 finisher tonight. Bad company's good company, 1-2.
Thanks, brother.
Absolutely, boss. Alrighty, and then there was one. Mr. Gold Chain Cowboy himself went wire to wire once again. I mean, that's what this guy does. He's done it 3 times now, twice on asphalt, once on dirt. If he qualifies on the pole, you better look out because this man's probably going to win the race. Sam, do you want to take the interview?
Justin Coleman finishing in first place here tonight. As Tanner said, you went flag to flag. Cautions probably played a little bit into that, but I was noticing the line you were running. It looked like you were really saving that right front tire. Kind of walk me through your race.
Yeah, so there at the end of practice, I struggled like 30 minutes of practice. I was just searching for different lines and trying to figure this place out because this is the first time I've ever been here. And like the last 3 minutes of practice, I found something that felt pretty good, so I just rolled with it, and it really saved that right front for me and kept me in the race.
How'd you feel there on that final restart? Were you confident that you could have held them guys off?
Yeah, I was pretty confident. I felt like if I could get a pretty good jump, that they'd have a hard time getting by me because this track's hard to pass, man. So I knew qualifying was going to be key, and they would have had to throw a bumper on me, which would have been fine. It's short track, but no, I was pretty confident there at the end.
Well, you did a good job, man. You led the whole race. You qualified on the pole. Great performance here tonight. Great points tonight for the number 14, who you got to thank for making it all happen.
Well, I appreciate it, and yeah, I just think my team BCR, and they're a good group of guys, man. Can't ask for a better group. Thank y'all for putting on the league and all the streaming and stuff. Y'all do an awesome job of that, and thank my sponsors, Coleman, not Coleman Design, Jesus, Parker Brothers Window Tint and BH Homes Construction, Gibbs Brothers Construction, and Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication.
Hey,
Well,
let me put in real quick. Wait, time out. You can shout out Coleman Design, okay? I mean,
all right,
come
all
on,
right.
brother. Look at all these cars up there. That 14 car is freaking magnificent.
Well, thank you, Tanner. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, brother.
All right. Well, we'll do it. If you need the wrap, hit me up. Coleman Designs. I'm on Facebook.
There you go, boys. Well, congratulations, brother. Flag to flag once again.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Sorry, Mr. Sam, for butting in there. I just thought that was something that needed to be said. That man, I'm telling you. I just said man twice back to back. That man. He is he's coming on as of late. Even on dirt, man, he's putting on a show here on TSP. He's becoming a fixture here in the TSP booth. So, late model stocks, it's a wrap for tonight. Justin Coleman put it in victory lane. Brandon Ellis P2, Brad Carpenter P3. Sam, I want to thank you for jumping up with us. Sorry, I hate that the race turned out the way it did for you. But thank you for sticking it out with us, coming up here and chatting with us. And Stephen T, you're the GOAT, brother. Thank you for coming on board and helping me today. Did not think I was going to be able to be here tonight. And last minute I was able to, and you ran the show for us. So we appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to come in and start pushing buttons again. We got to fix a couple of the cameras, but at least it was an entertaining show tonight, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Alrighty, folks. Well, I think that is going to do it for tonight. We will be back out here tomorrow night, Thursday night, racing dirt. We are at Fairbury, so that's going to be interesting. Pro Dirt late models at Fairbury, tight quarter track there. Going to be tough. It's going to be a doozy, and it's going to be fun here on TrueSimProductions. As always, it's live. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. And until next time, folks, we'll see ya.